Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. I have a fun project today and it involves crayons. Now these are crayons that I probably got at the dollar store. Let me show you what the package looks like. It just looks like that. I'm not sure where I got it, but it was in my little drawer that I have that just has stuff ready for when kids come over and the like, and this was in there. So I want to show you a fun project that uses crayons. These are some pieces that I've made, and I don't know how well it'll show up actually on the video. Maybe I should put some pictures up there, but these turned out fabulous. I love the look of them, and when you rip it up, it makes these great looking pieces to use in your creations. Isn't that awesome? So I want to show you how to make this. It's really easy, and it just takes a few different things. So let's get going on that. Okay, this is what you're going to be using to create what I'm making today. You're going to be using cardstock. This is just a cream colored cardstock. If you have a file folder, you could probably use that as well. I'm going to be using a stamp on it. You don't have to do the stamp. One of them I stamped on, the other one I didn't. You've got the crayons. I'm going to use probably 3 colors. I'm going to use a yellow, a brown, and a pink. Kind of lighter colors, but then I want to add just the darker tone of the brown. You can use one color or you can use multiple colors. It's whatever you want to do. On top of that, what you want to do now, where the magic comes from, is creating a watercolor. Now, if you already have Distress inks, you can use Distress inks. I'll show you how to do that. But you know what I loved? I loved using these cheap watercolor inks, this children's palette. So if you have one of those, this is the perfect time to pull it out. So this is how you're going to make it. If you want an ink image, let me show you again here. So this one has some stamping on it. See that? Just a light colored stamping. And this one doesn't have any stamping. So it's whatever kind of look that you want. If you don't want to do stamping, you go on to the next step. If you would like to do some stamping on it, take a watercolor, not a watercolor, take a permanent waterproof, that's what I wanted. Take a waterproof ink. This is a waterproof ink. And you're going to be stamping on it. This is a lighter colored ink. I didn't want it to just like, I wanted it to be subtle. I didn't want, for me, for this particular one that I'm making, I didn't want it to just scream all the attention. So this is a nice kind of soft color. This particular color is called Coffee. All the better. I love coffee. So that's got stamping done on it. Now I can move on to the next part. For the next part, what I want to do is take my crayons, and I'm going to do all 3 colors so you can see how it works out. You are going to just start coloring on here however you want. If you want to color in a certain pattern, you can do that. If you want to just like scribble, you can do that. You can really do whatever you want. So now, and I'm using the bottom part. You can use the top part too. Now I'm putting a little bit of yellow on here, and I'm going to put a little bit of this dark brown. So this will be more noticeable than the others. So, you know, maybe you want to use that, maybe you don't want to use that. First, I'm going to show you how to use the Distress ink as a watercolor ink. You're going to have some kind of a container. You're going to smush it on the bottom like that. Official term there. And then you're going to take some water and spray the water on it. When you spray the water on it, you've got a watercolor right there. So it's nice and loose and movable. And then you can just put it on your piece like that. Nothing to it, right? So now if you want to use your children's palette, you're going to go ahead and take your water. I'm going to move it over here a little more. And let's say I want to lay a little green down. I'm going to get it nice and wet, and then I'm just going to start placing it on there like that. Oops. Silly me. So the nice thing about this too is that I can go over the top of the color that I already did. It'll change it a little bit, but you'll still see that pink coming through. I just love it when it does that. So I can pick up whatever colors I want on here and just kind of play around it. You know, I'm not sure how I'm going to use this. I'm probably going to cut it up and use it as design pieces. But you could also, I could use it also just as a background, or oh, it'd be great to use like as a master board and put other things on it. I mean, there's so many things that you can really do with it. I love it. So see here, I'm just kind of going over the top a little bit. Just playing. I'm not like real fussy about anything. I'm just having fun with it. And that really is the beauty of this project. It's like you're a little kid. This got a little darker than I wanted. I just grabbed more water and I'm thinning it out like that. I don't mind going over other colors that are already on there. So I'm going to pick up a little more pink and put pink down here to create a little more balance. Darker than I wanted, so I add a little more water to my paintbrush. This is just such a fun little thing here, I'm telling you. So let's see, I want to put a little more yellows in here, I think. Too dark, got it wet again, and boom. Isn't this just fun? I'm going to try what the brown looks like. I've never done that. Oh, you know what? This brown, in doing this method, could be a nice replacement for coffee dyed paper if you don't want to do that. I'm going to try that next. So I like how this turned out. Now, when you touch this, there is a little waxiness where the crayon went. That's not a problem. All you have to do is take your heat gun, dry it, and then when you touch it now, you don't feel that waxiness. It's gone. It's melted away. So now I have this wonderful piece to work with. I just love all the colors that it picks up, all the movement that it has, and then when I do something on top of it, it's just all the more fabulous. Seriously, I love this little project. So now what I want to do is try to create a page that has kind of a coffee dyed look, or, you know, kind of that neutrally, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Having just the brown tones, the vintage tones, the coffee tea dyed look-ish. So it won't be exactly that. It's going to be its own thing. Like, I'm not getting the whole page wet, so it's not going to have all the bumps and all the characteristics that a normal coffee dyed paper will have. But I think this has the potential of being quite fabulous. Okay, I'm going to take the brown. I'm going to start just kind of smushing this around. I'm not going to go real dark because it is kind of dark already, and I don't want it to just look like too much of a bunch of crayon marks. I am also going to bring the yellow in here, and I think I'm going to do some of the pink because pink and brown, picking up pink tones in it is really quite fabulous. So now I have this little scritchy scratched area here, right? Let's see what happens when I pick it up with the brown ink. I don't really know. I've never done it like this. So you and me are experiencing it right now. So it's got wonderful brown tones to it. I've got the stamping showing through. Bring in some of the yellow. Really, this is quite fun. And it's fast. So I like the pink. I like this. Okay, so I'm getting away from the total coffee dyed look here already with just the browns because I like the browns picking up other colors too. So I'm just full disclosure here. But if I did even just the browns with the other inks down below it, it picks up a little bit of color and it creates that little bit of interest. It creates a little bit of personality. So I think this is actually a nice alternative to coffee dyeing. I've got a nice distress piece here within seconds. I really like it. Okay, so let's heat it up and see what happens when I do that. So this really creates, just quite frankly, creates a wonderful piece. It only took seconds, and you have a wonderful look to it. So if you're looking for something other than a coffee dyed thing, this is a great coffee dyed alternative. It really is. So, and the paper does get distorted a little bit, which the coffee dye does. So you might not want to do all the brown like that in there. You might use, they have a softer color that's more of a creamy color. You might do some of that in it where it will kind of pick up too. But there you go. This is something for you to try, have fun with, and kind of see what you got. Now, I really want to stress too, if you pull your paper up, you get these nice edges. So not only do you have this wonderful stuff to work with, but you have the paper that you can just cut away with and use. So anyway, I might be a little bit biased, but I really have fun with this, and I really like the results. So there you go. There's my tip for today, my new thing to try. I challenge you to go ahead and try using crayons in your artwork. I hope you guys all have a great day. I look forward to seeing you again and try something else. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the button down below, and there's a bell right beside it. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It's just a bit of encouragement. Write me a note down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.